think moving into a new home is safe? What if you found old film reels hiding a terrible secret and darkness older than time itself? This is the story of Sinister, where one family's nightmare begins with a tape. The movie starts with unsettling camcorder footage showing a family of 4 suspended from a tree, ropes cinched around their necks. An unseen presence cuts through a thick branch, which drops and hoists the family into the air, strangling them to death. The film then jumps forward a few months where we meet a man named Ellison, who is moving into a new house with his wife Tracy and their 2 kids. As they carry boxes inside, Ellison sees his daughter Ashley drawing on the walls and asks her to pitch in. She refuses, saying she hates the move and misses her old school, but Ellison explains that they came here because of the book he's working on. He promises that once it's done, they can move away. Later, the local sheriff shows up, clearly unhappy that they've decided to live there. Something awful happened to the previous family, and their young daughter is still missing. The sheriff also dislikes Ellison's true crime work, noting how many of his past theories were wrong. Knowing Ellison is here to write another crime book, he urges him to leave town. But Ellison refuses. His career is collapsing, and he desperately needs another hit. After the sheriff leaves, Tracy asks why he visited, and Ellison lies, claiming he was simply a fan. She doubts him and asks if he's planning a new story. Ellison denies it, then walks to the kitchen. Through the window, he notices the tree in the yard, revealing it's the same one from the opening footage. Later, while checking the house, Ellison finds a box up in the attic. A large scorpion crawls out and startles him before he kills it. Inside the box is an old projector with several 8mm film reels. Each reel appears to be simple home movies, though they come from different years. That night, after everyone goes to bed, he returns to his office and sorts through case files about the murdered family. He sets up the projector and begins watching the films. The first is labeled Family Hanging Out 11, showing the Stevenson family, the former residents of the house. It begins as cheerful home video footage, but then abruptly switches to the family hanging from the tree. Disturbed, Ellison drinks some whiskey. He rewinds the footage, wondering who filmed it and why. He then watches another reel labeled BBQ 79, which shows a different family enjoying a day by the river. Suddenly, the recording cuts to them bound and gagged inside a car wrapped in chains, while an unknown figure sets it ablaze, killing them all. Sickened, Ellison nearly calls the police, until he sees copies of Kentucky Blood, his only best-selling book. Reminded of how much he needs another success, he hangs up the phone and keeps going. Soon after, he prepares to watch Pool Party 66, but hears strange noises around the house. Thinking Ashley is sleepwalking, he checks her room, but she's fast asleep. The noises continue, leading him into the hallway, where he finds a box sitting there. Before he can react, his son Trevor bursts out of it, half naked and screaming uncontrollably. Ellison carries him outside as Tracy rushes in. Trevor eventually calms down, and they explain that he used to suffer from such night terrors, though they had stopped for years. The next morning, the kids leave for school, and Tracy heads to work. Alone, Ellison returns to his office and plays Pool Party 66. It shows yet another family relaxing by the pool, but, as before, the tone turns dark, revealing the family tied to lounge chairs near the water. Ellison pauses suddenly. There's a strange figure standing and staring into the camera. He zooms in, trying to identify it, but at that moment, the film catches fire. The reel becomes partially ruined, so Ellison looks up how to repair 8mm film. Unfortunately, after digitizing it, the figure's face becomes unrecognizable. He's interrupted by loud arguing. Tracy and Trevor have come home, and Tracy reveals that Trevor drew 4 hanging figures on his classroom whiteboard using permanent marker. She blames Ellison's disturbing books for influencing their children. Ellison insists he only writes about tragedies to give victims a voice, but Tracy storms off in frustration. Later that night, Ellison chooses another reel, Sleepy Time 98. It shows a family gagged in their beds before being stabbed to death, with no mercy shown, not even toward the kids. Ellison notices a strange symbol on one wall, prints it out, and adjusts the video's contrast. He spots an address, St. Louis. He then looks up the St. Louis murders from 1998, learning that a couple and their youngest son were killed, but their 13-year-old son vanished. Suddenly, the power goes out and noises echo from the attic. Instead of going to bed, Ellison decides to investigate. Using his camera's light, he climbs up and sees a cardboard lid wobbling on its own. When he lifts it, a snake lunges out and slithers away. Beneath the lid, he finds a series of children's drawings depicting each murder from the films. In every drawing, a demonic figure labeled Mr. Boogie appears beside the victims. Ellison photographs the drawings and tries to leave, but a section of the attic floor collapses and he falls through, injuring his leg badly. Paramedics later treat him, and a deputy questions what happened. Ellison mentions strange noises, but the deputy explains the whole neighborhood lost power, and the sounds were likely frightened squirrels. During the conversation, the deputy admits he admires Ellison's work and asks for a signed copy of Kentucky Blood. Ellison agrees and leads him to the office. The deputy then offers to help with Ellison's investigation in exchange for a tiny mention in his next book. Ellison accepts and asks him to track down the addresses connected to the murders shown in the tapes. After he leaves, Ellison compares the attic drawings to the ghostly figure from the pool footage. Reviewing the cases, he realizes Mr. Boogie appears in every tape, always lingering in the background. The next day, the deputy calls back, sharing details about a 1979 case in California in which the Martinez family was burned alive in their car, and their 9-year-old son disappeared. He also confirms the address of the St. Louis murders, the Miller case. Ellison is stunned when he discovers that the Stevenson family, who died here, had previously lived in the Millers' old home. And in that moment, we see a flashback revealing ghostly children's hands reaching toward Ellison as he fell through the attic floor. That night, strange noises wake him. When he checks his office, the projector is running on its own, replaying the Stevenson hanging. He shuts it off and peers out the window, catching a brief look at Mr. Boogie standing in the yard. Terrified, yet still determined, he goes outside to investigate. Out of nowhere, a vicious dog charges him. As Ellison prepares to defend himself, 5 ghostly children appear behind him, causing the dog to retreat in fear. The following day, the deputy arrives with more files, and Ellison finally confesses what he has found. They piece together the pattern. The murders date back to the 1960s. The families lived in different cities, and after each massacre, a child went missing. All victims had been drugged beforehand. Ellison also shows the deputy the recurring symbol. The deputy recommends an expert named Professor Jonas, who assists law enforcement with occult cases. After he leaves, Ellison watches another reel titled Lawn Work 86. It starts with a calm family watching TV, but quickly shifts to footage of a lawnmower being pushed over someone, horrifying Ellison. He contacts Professor Jonas, who explains that the symbol is tied to the worship of Bughul, a pagan deity who devours children. Bughul would slaughter the children's families, then take the kids into his own realm to consume their souls. Jonas suggests that this may be the work of a cult, not a lone killer. After the call, Ellison goes to bed, but wakes around 3 a.m. to the sound of the projector. He checks his office. No one is there. Grabbing a baseball bat, he searches the house. Meanwhile, the missing children's apparitions play hide and seek behind him, moving silently. Ellison briefly checks Ashley's room before closing the door, unaware that she is staring directly at Stephanie, the missing Stevenson daughter. Exhausted, he eventually falls asleep on the couch. The next morning, Tracy scolds Ashley for drawing all over the hallway wall. Ashley explains that Stephanie wouldn't let her paint her room since it belonged to her brother. Confused, Tracy questions this, and Ashley reveals that Stephanie is the missing Stevenson girl, the one her dad is writing about. Tracy is stunned and furious that Ellison lied again. She berates him for bringing their family into a house where people were murdered. She begs him to move home, wanting safety more than anything. Ellison, still focused on salvaging his career, insists he just needs to finish the book, promising they'll leave if things escalate. Tracy walks away, disappointed. That night, Ellison sleeps soundly until a bright flashlight shines on him. He wakes and again hears the projector running. His office is now empty, no projector in sight. Following the noise, he finds the attic steps lowered. When he climbs up, he's horrified to see the missing children seated around the projector, watching another tape. They all gesture for him to stay quiet. Suddenly, Mr. Boogie appears behind them, startling Ellison so badly that he tumbles down the stairs. The projector and reels crash to the ground with him. Fed up, Ellison takes the projector and films outside and burns them. When Tracy wakes, he tells her she was right. They need to leave immediately. They grab the kids and flee the house. Trevor worries about their belongings, but Ellison promises movers will retrieve everything later. The next day, the family returns to their old home. Believing the danger is over, Ellison ignores a call from the deputy. That evening, he receives an email from Professor Jonas, containing scanned drawings of Bukhul. Jonas explains that early Christians defaced the images because they believed Bukhul could enter the mortal world through them. These pictures serve as gateways, especially dangerous to children. Ellison asks whether burning or deleting the images could stop the entity, but the question only confuses Jonas. Ellison, rattled, ends the call. He then goes upstairs to put items away, only to discover a box waiting for him. Inside is an envelope of new film reels labeled Extended Cut Endings. Frightened but wanting answers, he sets up the projector. Another call from the deputy comes in, and this time Ellison answers. The deputy reveals he made a terrible mistake by moving houses. He has traced the sequence of murders and found that each family lived in the previous victim's home, and they were only killed after moving out. Ellison's family now fits the exact pattern. Terrified, Ellison hangs up. He plays the extended tapes and discovers something horrifying. In every case, the missing child appears at the end of the footage, revealing that they were the ones who filmed the killings and murdered their families under Bukhul's influence. Before Ellison can react, dizziness washes over him. He sees a note beneath his coffee mug reading, "Good night, Daddy," before collapsing. Ashley is shown nearby. She has drugged him, just as the other missing children once did. When Ellison wakes, he finds himself, Tracy, and Trevor bound and gagged. Ashley approaches with an axe and the 8mm camera. She films her father and sweetly promises to make him famous again, before killing him with the axe. After murdering her family, Ashley screens the footage of her gruesome crime. The recording shows blood-covered walls and the 5 missing children watching in silence. Ashley draws a picture of how she dismembered them. The other children wait in the hallway in the video, staring blankly. But when Bukhul appears behind Ashley, they scatter in fear. Bukhul then lifts Ashley and carries her into the film itself. The next morning, the box reappears in the attic, now containing a new reel, labeled for the next cycle. That's the terrifying truth behind Sinister: ambition, secrets, and evil that hides in plain sight. If you want more horror deep dives, hit subscribe. See you in the next one, if you dare. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.